Okay, y'all. So it's day 3. Day 3 for our sourdough starters. Let me go ahead and take those out of the oven, and we can see what's going on with them. And I also have a new jar. I think I'm gonna put Bubbles in here today. Bubbles is the homemade starter that I made. And then of course we have the other one that we bought off of Amazon, the Cultures for Health. Hopefully that one's got a little bit more activity today. But I think Bubbles is the one that has a little bit more going on and is a little bit bigger. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and transfer her here today. Today, usually we would discard, but I'm not gonna discard her because I want to build up, because I wanna have a good amount of discard to then do some discard recipes. So with that said, I wanna keep building her up. So whatever she weighs, we're gonna go ahead and feed her weight again today. So we'll get to that. Let me go ahead and grab her. All right, you guys. So I had these girls in the oven because my house is a little bit cooler. Like I said, it is winter time. And I started reading up a little bit more on some things in regards to starter. And they said, if you don't see as much activity, please, please put them in an area where it's warmer. So that's what I did. So we started doing that yesterday. We kept them in the oven with the light on. And that little light bulb gives quite a bit of heat off, because when I opened it this morning, I could feel the warmth compared to here. My house is probably sitting like at 68, 67 right now in the mornings, down here on the first floor. So yeah, I think they liked it, because if you can see, look, you see those bubbles just on the outside from where the rubber band was? It did expand a little bit. Now this one doesn't look like too much activities and bubbles, but we'll see. We'll see what that one's doing. Maybe that one's just a slow starter. Okay, we gotta have patience with that one. Maybe we'll name this one Patience. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I can smell her. She smells good. Oh, I'm so excited. Let me see if I can get you guys in here. Look at the bubbles. Let's see. You see all those bubbles? Ooh, and it's like frothy, almost like foamy. It's a little jiggly. All right. Okay, you guys. I'm going to live by this one for the starter, because this is what I put in my homemade starter, and just a little bit of the King Arthur's unbleached bread flour, but it's been this one mostly, the majority of it. And she likes it. She's bubbling, and that one's from scratch, and she's doing more. So if you're doing your starter homemade, definitely recommend this. So another thing that I got yesterday, I went to go pick some stuff up at Walmart. I got organic caraway seeds. Okay, so these apparently, if you drop a few in, it's supposed to be like a catalyst for it. I guess it has some enzymes in it that helps with the fermentation process. So I'm gonna put like 2 or 3 of these little seeds in each of them and see what happens, because I'm hoping that Bubbles here will double tomorrow. I mean, she's got a little bit of action going on. She's what? She rose like from like this much, like a fingertip here. But I'm going to see if I can get her to double. Okay. All right. So with that said, let me get my scale. I feel like a scientist. All right, so this little jar I got off of Amazon. It's like a little starter kit. It came with this. It came with the temperature, the little thermometer sticker there. It comes with the cover. Okay. It comes with a feeding band. So it has here, last time last fed on, and then you just put the band on what day and time. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's got a solid lid, so you could close this tight. Once your starter is active, and if you're not going to be baking every day or every couple days, then you definitely want to maintain your starter in the refrigerator. So that's what this is for. So when you don't want to have that breathing, that air going in for that fermentation, you put this on and pretty solid and put it tight, and you put it in the refrigerator. And it also came with a silicone little spatula. They recommend either like a silicone or wooden spatula when you do your feedings and mix your starter up. I think there's something with the metal that affects your starter once it's active. Early on, they say it really doesn't matter, but we're not taking any chances. So either wood or silicone spatula. Okay, so, and if you guys want, I can grab the link to this little set from Amazon. But all right, so let's put our little here. Let's zero it out or tear it, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Let's take Bubbles here. I am so proud of you, Bubbles. So proud of you. Look at you. Oh, you smell so good. You're such a good girl. My dog's looking at me. She thinks I'm talking to her. She's like, I'm a good girl, Mom. What? Okay, and I did wash this when I took it out of the package, because I just wanted to make sure there was nothing in there, no germs, anything that's going to affect our starter. Okay, so, oh, she's a sticky. Look at that. You know what? Let me do a float test. I'm just curious to see how much activity we have going on here. Okay, you guys. Let me see if you guys can see this. Let's move the scale over. So a float test is that you're supposed to take a little bit of your starter and then you put it into some water. If it floats, that means your starter's ready. If it sinks, then that means that it's not. She's floating. She's floating. Look at her float. Oh my goodness. I am so excited. Look at this. See how she's floating in there? She did not sink. So, with that said, I still don't think she's ready to bake with, okay? I think she needs to get a little stronger, okay? We want a good, strong starter when we start baking. So, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out. I just wanted to see. So, that's pretty cool. That only took, what, 3 days? All right, back to our scale here. We have it zeroed out. Let's go ahead and put Bubbles all in there. Pour her in. And let's see where she's at. Get all that goodness in there. Bubbles did not let me down. She's like, you don't need a dehydrated starter as a backup, Mom. I got you. I'm gonna do my thing. She definitely outshined the dehydrated one that I purchased. So there you go. See, sometimes it's better just to go homemade. Trust the process. I have a wonderful boss that would always tell me that. You know what? Just trust the process. Let the process work. Be patient. Okay. All right. So we're about at 171, give or take here. So we're going to do 171 grams of flour. And then we're gonna go ahead and do 170 grams of some warm water. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio here. Why does it keep going? Okay, we're just gonna have to eyeball this one, you guys, because I done messed that up. That's okay. That's what we've been doing with Bubbles anyways, and she likes it. So I'm gonna kind of go with eyeball level here. We've got about the same amount of, so Bubbles starts here, and then we put about that much flour in, so like a 1-to-1 ratio. And then we're just gonna add a little water to get it to the consistency of a thick pancake batter again, okay? Oh, she smells so good. I cannot wait to start baking. She smells good. Man, Bubbles, maybe if you talk to your starter, you know, all those yeasts in there, they're happy. She's a happy girl. And we're gonna keep her thick. It seems to be working. She's a thick girl. Okay. Get that mixed in good. It's a little thicker than I'd like. A little bit more water. Now, y'all, this is a little bit more expensive, just so you know. Healthy's always expensive, right? It seems. But this is just to get her going. So I think once she starts to double, I'll probably feed her a little bit more of the whole wheat and then the bread flour too. And then just give her a dash of this to keep her going, because she really seems to like that. They say once your starter becomes really good and active and it's more stable, then it's not as picky. So hopefully that's what we get. Okay, so we're gonna scrape down the sides here for her so we can see where she's at. Okay. She's at about 300 mLs right now. So it is Thursday. Last fed. Let's put this little band on. Thursday, 9 a.m. We'll put that band right there at 300 where she was at. I'll take my little cloth here. Get you guys back in camera. So I put here last fed Thursday. Okay, it says 6 a.m. We're going to put it closer to 9 a.m. and it's at 300. Okay, and this little thermometer will tell us what we're at once we're in the oven. Okay, so there you see. Okay. Okay, Bubbles, you're done for now. All right, let me wash the spatula quick or rinse it off. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Some tiny, ooh, this one smells sour. Wow. That one smells a lot stronger. So I'm expecting probably for some more activity here going on with this one. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just some little bubbles in there. You can barely see that, but the smell is definitely there, but tiny, tiny bubbles. Okay. So the directions say here to feed with a 1/4 cup of flour and a 1/4 cup of water. So we're going to give this one a boost too, and we're going to do the einkorn, since that one's working so well for bubbles. Oh, I forgot the caraway seeds. I'm gonna drop a few of those in there too. Okay, so let's do the 1/4 cup today. Okay, 1/4 cup. And then the 1/4 cup of nice warm water. Let's give this baby a spin. Oh, that one's really watery. This one's really watery. I think I'm going to feed it a little bit more flour. I know the instructions say just a 1/4 cup, but that just does not seem enough. It's a little watery, so let's give it just a little bit more. Intuition, right, you guys? I really don't think you can mess this up. I know we get really nervous about it, but I think as long as we're feeding the guys, you know, and I could smell the sourness, so it's got activity in there. Didn't have as much bubbles, but okay. So let's bring that rubber band up to about right there where we're at. Okay. This one's definitely not ready for the float test, I can tell. So we're not gonna even bother, but here, let me go ahead and use this side and bring her down. All right, we may call you Patience. Still gotta think of a name. Yeah, got it all over me. All right, let's add a couple of these caraway seeds in there and see what happens. I'm just gonna do like 2 or 3. I know what you're thinking. Ew, caraway seeds, right? Like, gross. But after a while, you're doing the discard, you're feeding it. A few seeds just to get it going, like a catalyst, is not going to matter. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 of them here. I'm just gonna take, like, I got 4 on my finger, and I'm just gonna drop them in. That's it. Okay. Same with bubbles over here. Okay. Got a couple caraway seeds. We're just gonna dump them in. And grab one more. She only got 3. 4 little seeds in there, and that's it. Okay, not much at all. That's all I want. Just a little something to get it going. Okay, and we'll see what happens there. All right, let's make those caraway seeds in there. All right. Let me get another little mini spatula here so I can mix in those caraway seeds and bubbles, which they're just sitting there on top. I want them to kind of get incorporated. Bubbles is thick. Bubbles may need a little bit more water, I thought. Just a tiny bit. She's doing amazing. But there. Go, girl. Encourage it. And she smells good. Man. Okay. Okay, bubbles is covered. And then Patience, I think is what we're gonna name this one. Just takes a little patience. A little patience and TLC. All right, so we're at right there for this one. All right, so I'm gonna stick these babies back into the oven. Not to cook, just to keep them warm. oven is off. I don't plan on using my oven, so just please, you guys, if you do put it in the oven, make sure you remember that they're in there if you're going to use your oven. Don't cook the poor things. Okay. All right. So there's that. We'll go ahead and put them in their home over there so they could do their thing. And I'm pretty excited. I'm going to actually check on them probably tonight. I know I said I was going to come back yesterday, but I kind of checked on them. There really wasn't much going on last night with them, so I didn't feed them. So this is actually only the third feeding, because I was going to feed them again last night, if you remember. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just leave them to do their thing. And I think that was probably a good intuitive move, because they had a good activity this morning. So, okay. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and turn that oven light on with the oven off. Put them in there, and we'll see what happens. I'll kind of check on them tonight. And if there's a lot of activity, then I'll go ahead and show you. If not, then I will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.